At the height of the Cold War, the countries involved were spending exorbitant amounts of money on defense. For West Germany, this figure was roughly 3% of its gross domestic product, or GDP. The UK more than doubled this figure with 6.3%. However, this was nowhere near the US's spending, which averaged about 8.6% of the country's GDP. Russia, or the Soviet Union at the time, was a clear frontrunner with its military expenditure reaching a staggering 15% of its GDP by some estimates. Then, the Soviet Union collapsed, and the Cold War drew to a close. This ushered in the era of the so-called peace dividend, when countries were finally able to reduce their military spending. The iron grip of fear loosened, and a new dawn of opportunity and growth emerged. But fast forward to the 2020s, and it seems that it's getting dark once again. As the post-Cold War peace dividend hangs by a thread, countries are ramping up their defense budgets once again, while their government officials are warning the citizens to brace for war. An all-out war in Europe. On one side, Russia, and the other, Nato. Ever since Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, these two opposing parties have been engaged in a high-stakes geopolitical chess game, with those stakes growing higher by the day. The situation seemingly reached an all-time high 2 years later when French President Emmanuel Macron opened the door to European nations sending troops to Ukraine in February 2024, reaffirming this possibility some 3 months later. If you're unsure as to why this is such a big deal, all you need to know is that Ukraine isn't a NATO member state, so the alliance is only allowed to send aid and not any combat troops. With Russia's President Vladimir Putin responding to Macron's bold statement and the possibility of a NATO-Russia conflict with an ambiguous "everything is possible in the modern world," all that is left to do is to ask a simple question: when will an all-out war between Russia and NATO break out? We don't have to go far to get an answer to this question.